welcome to today's reading, which was inspired by an energy that keeps coming through many of my readings, both here on my Page Card channel and in personal readings for myself and others. And it's the energy of returning to childhood, finding something that we've lost along the way, or maybe like let go of along the way, and retrieving that thing, and in retrieving that thing, finding a magic. So in asking what we need to do, collective, for retrieving that magic from our childhood, we get the card, Get Lost. Fall deep into the realm of imagination. And that is the 15th card. We also have a couple of other cards come out. We have Say Yes, Now is the Time to Be Open and Receive. Run Wild, Let Your Inner Child Run Forth. And You Know the Way. Trust your intuition on this journey. Something, I just had to clear my throat that may be symbolic of part of this journey for you. I know a lot of us are going through like throat chakra activations at this moment, like speaking our truth, and that being a connection to our inner child in a sort of way, even if not directly. I am taking notice to how the last card that we pulled out was 44, and this is a 44 card oracle deck. So it's like returning to your inner child is going to be like a cycle of completion for you. Also, I meant to mention I'm really just starting this reading out, and the battery looked fine before I began, but I'm having to change it out right now. I'll change it out after this, and then we'll start with a new battery, but I definitely think that is symbolic of where you're at. It's like you are, maybe you are actually also either entering a charge period, exiting a charge period, like where you had to rest a lot or have to rest a lot, and you're gonna essentially come out of this not just a new battery, but also like a new page will be turned. And this scene on this card is totally reminding me of in the film The Titanic. Is it Titanic or The Titanic? I think it's just Titanic, but I'm having one of those moments. I'm being reminded of, this might be like relevant to you in this reading. I'm being reminded of people. I feel like you mostly hear about this in childhood, but I've seen like adults making like content around it as well. But it's like people who get irritated by when you add like the to the front of something that doesn't have it, or like add an extra S. It's reminding me of like being irritated by someone that's slurping cereal in the morning. And that's actually bringing me to one of my points I wanted to talk about, which was eating foods at odd end times. Like I've been eating ramen for breakfast, and I've been eating I've been having cereal for dinner. I know that's not that healthy, guys, but I've been kind of relaxing a little bit on my diet because I've been working so hard everywhere else. But it's reminding me of just getting into like foods at, I don't know another word other than like inappropriate times, like breakfast for dinner and that sort of thing. Dinner for breakfast, whatever you want for breakfast, essentially. Like that's totally reminding me of childhood, because you in childhood, you have no dietary boundaries. Most children don't. And this card though, the scenery on it and how it's reminding me of the film Titanic, it's calling me back to how this began in childhood and I still do it, but like I like to imagine myself like in the films that I'm watching. And I can remember like the first time I watched Titanic when it flooded, that scene, I especially, I watch a lot of horror movies, and like I especially like will imagine myself how I would respond in those scenarios, and like I did it in this film, and when the ship flooded, how I would respond. And it's like, okay, so I'm not saying put yourself in like you know, situations where you're like imagining how you would respond in a survival scenario, but what I am getting is watching like films in the sense that they trigger your imagination. So like I'm actually getting, if you're here, more like fantasy films like Avatar and stuff like that, like where you can immerse yourself in a, you know, it might not be a totally safe world, but it's not an outright horror world. You know, the intention isn't necessarily to be scared. That's not the energy we're trying to connect to here. It's more like connecting to imagination. One of the things that I'm really being called to on these cards, especially this one in particular for some reason, is, you know, and I think it's actually like the stone wall. The stone wall here is calling me to like living on a farm, and there's not like much outside to do other than like run around. That's the energy. And you know, maybe you didn't live on a farm, but like maybe you grew up in a circumstance where like your childhood was mostly like you spent all your time running around. And I'm really getting like being outside. And in all of these photos, there's either one person, no person, or like a single like horse, for example. So it's like, it's almost like being in nature, and also this time being in nature perhaps in isolation, even if that's not what it was in childhood for you. And it's how you are, you may have like some castle ruins hypothetically that you're like leaving behind. And you know, I really actually don't like saying hypothetically there, because I feel like that energy is just like that. I didn't mean to say that, you guys, by the way, too. That just came out like that. And it's like that energy actually is stifling your process. And you do just need to be open to being lost, be open to receiving, and being open to running wild. And let's run through the sayings on each of these cards, because I think they'll be helpful. So this card here on camera says, fall deep into the realm of imagination, get lost. And that's the 15th card. And then on the 30th card we have it, say yes, now is a time to be open and receive. You may be taking a lot of action right now, like your Mars is very activated. And you know, you're leaving behind stormy days and dark clouds, I'm hearing. But you are like a magical being. You are a fantastical being, a being of fantasy yourself, like a mythological creature yourself. And so you're like, you are magical yourself, and you are leading and paving the way for yourself to magic. Okay, and like the skies are brightening as you keep stepping in that direction. And like right now, the universe and just the sun and everything, like, but like just the universe is like shining very warmly on you in support of your journey. And like it's really just asking you to surrender, but like you're really just being asked to like trust yourself and trust that the universe is a force that's like supporting you. You know, something I'm getting to here, if you have the means, okay, and it might be, you know, I'm saying if you have the means because what came to mind was something that might take a bit of means. I mean, it will take means, but maybe what you have in mind doesn't take so much of means as, you know, as much of means as this. But the creator of this deck is from Florida, and it was for me like a childhood dream to go to Florida. And there may be like a childhood dream of yours that you've forgotten about or just has gotten lost to time, I'm hearing. And and you're asking, the universe is asking you to get lost as well, in order to get reacquainted with this thing that you have lost, that was lost to time. And it was like a childhood dream that may take some means to acquire. And perhaps the means is like this. Oh yes, I'm getting called to like red and orange and back again to that Mars. So it's like the means to get to your childhood dream may actually be this Mars activation for you, and like how energy is being like dispensed and expended in your life, and also believing in yourself. Okay, so it's like solar plexus and root chakra energy. Okay, so my Star Collective, let's get a final message from Spirit. But before that, let's go over the guidebook and get the direct word from the creator of this deck, what this card has to say. So the 15th card reads, Get Lost. Have you ever gotten lost in your travels only to find an unknown treasure along the way? A treasure that could only be found if you had not known your way? As adults, we pride ourselves on knowing the way we should go and following it. But as children, the way we felt we should go the way we felt we should go was always the way we found ourselves to already be. There is magic in these lost places, for only when we do not know the way we are open enough for something unexpected to find us. If you have pulled this card, then it might be time to allow yourself to get a little lost. I love that. Be open to new experiences. This is a playfulness exercise, you guys. And allow for the magic of imagination to pull you into its world. Let your intuition guide you in this practice. It could be through a new idea or a new way of viewing the world. It could be through creating a new piece of artwork or by writing an untold story. Let your imagination run free and do what connects you to the wonderment of childhood, where anything is possible and the extraordinary lies just around the corner. Note, if you would like to physically explore new places and surroundings, remember to do so with navigational guidance and a way to contact someone for help if you become lost. A responsive journaling prompt offered here reads, How does it feel in your body when you think about the idea of being a little lost? Do you feel excitement or dread? Ask yourself why you might feel this way around the idea of being lost. Is there a way to release the desire to gain control around the unknown? And you guys, on the bottom of the deck, we get this card here. Number 43, you do not have to go it alone. Reach out for support in this time. In asking who you can reach out to for support from this time, and this is the final word from Spirit, you all, we get the Two of Cups. Okay, so this card deals with love relationships. So you can reach out to for support during this time from people that you feel in union with, people that you feel respected by, and people who are compatible with you, people who you feel emotionally bonded to and that you trust, that you feel understood by, people that allow you to speak your truth and feel, give and receive love. And this card kind of flew off the table as I was about to read it. So if you feel like all of those people for you, collective, have jumped ship, and that's interesting because we started out in the beginning of Titanic, and that's reminding me of like Jack and Rose, and like Jack could have fit on the door, but he was let go of, and like maybe Rose let him go or something. But it's like maybe you let go of Jack. That symbolism is sort of tying in here. But if you feel like everybody has jumped ship, I'm just hearing, for those of you who feel like that, this time is necessary and healthy and important and crucial and critical, as many ways as I can say it, in getting you to the place where those people are front and center for you. And I'm literally seeing you giving like your soul family a hug and like receiving a hug from them. So Star Collective, I want to close out this beautiful message here today. you have a lot of spirit around you as well. Like, I'm taking notice to the orbs in this photo, just throughout. You may have like I'm getting like 3 ancestors and like 3 or 4 ascended masters is what I'm hearing, that are with you just like at all times. But you guys, I'm going to close out this message here. I hope it finds you and finds you completely. If it does, drop a star emoji in the comments. You will hear from me again soon. I cannot wait. Leave a like if this resonates and subscribe so you can get more messages like this.